Guardian Angel by Lily Pinwielder. Read by Niche-lle. Chapter 3. Present day, 11 months post-Sledge Villain, March 4th. Kyoka passes the entrance exam, just like she always knew she would. Though, she won't lie, it is a tad rougher than she expected. Taking down the robots by listening for the squeaking of joints to target was a breeze. The trouble was getting close enough to do it before someone else got there first. She's definitely taking Izuku's advice and adding some kind of long-range attack weapon to her arsenal. Cork speakers aside, she's low-key been eyeing Midnight's whip as a possibility ever since Izuku first rambled about it. For now, though, she's just thankful she didn't end up in the zone with that explosion kid. To hear others tell it, he'd barely left any robots for anyone, and the majority of that zone had failed as a result. Kyoka eyes her acceptance letter one more time before placing it in her drawer and sliding it shut. Now that it's finally over and done with, Kyoka's not going to think about UA until the next month when the school actually starts. It's limbo week now, that time in between where she's finishing up middle school while no longer training for the entrance exam with every spare second she gets. And so when Izuku appears at her side after school and begs her to finally come meet his mom, she caves and actually agrees. She should have expected the cake and streamers, honestly, but the surprise brings a smile to her face and she slips off her shoes and takes a quick look around. There's a shrine set up along the far wall, a picture of a younger Izuku smiling brightly at the camera, and though there's an array of candles set up, none of them are burning, and the shrine itself looks bare. Midoriya-san rubs the back of her neck sheepishly, in a manner so reminiscent of Izuku it has Kyoka blinking at her dumbly. We haven't told anyone about Izuku's condition. He wants to keep it quiet for now, and I respect that. So I can't take it down or my friends would get suspicious when they come by. Izuku's taken most of his things back, though. Oh. She shoots a quick glance at Izuku, but he's busy zooming around the table, setting down plates and presents with an air of genuine cheer that he couldn't care less about the sorry excuse for a shrine, or the fact that there's a shrine at all. I wanted to thank you, Jiro-kun, Midoriya-san says softly, stepping in closer so that Izuku won't hear. Not just for giving him the courage to come back to me, though I'm beyond grateful for that as well. Izuku, he's so happy now, so different from how he used to be, and it... She breaks off, dabbing at her eyes with her apron. It breaks my heart that I didn't see how sad he was back then, but it's only now that I have what to compare it to that it really hit me how much he was struggling. He's so free now, his face lights up when he talks about you like it hasn't in years, so I... Thank you, Jiro-kun, for being there for him when I couldn't. I'm only sad that he had to die in order to meet you. Midoriya-san, Kyoka manages through the burning lump growing in her throat and the moisture prickling in her eyes. I'm the one that should be grateful. She bows low, and maybe it's mostly an excuse to hide her face, but if asked, Kyoka will deny it until her last breath. Thank you for raising such a wonderful son. The conversation ends there, Midoriya-san pulling her in for a quick hug that she's almost too stunned to return, and then the two of them are sitting at the table where Izuku finally stops vibrating with the excitement and sits in the chair beside them. He keeps sliding impossibly lower into it before rising back up in a way that Kyoka knows means he's struggling to keep himself solid and staying put. And it's endearing as much as it is sad, because Kyoka has gotten used to his kind of see-through appearance that she often forgets that he's not really there. Midoriya-san hands her a piece of cake, taking one for herself as well, and Izuku's face twists for a second, so fast Kyoka almost misses it. Are you not having any, Izuku? The question slips out, unbidden, and Kyoka wants to punch herself for her inconsiderate words as Izuku's face falls again. I can't eat, Izuku says, and it hits her like a punch to the gut, because she hasn't ever noticed before. But you can touch things, right? Shouldn't you be able to? It's like watching a train wreck in motion, but Kyoka can't seem to stop talking before she makes it any worse. I get what you're saying, and honestly, in the beginning, it felt like I should, but... His arms wrap around his middle as he smiles an obviously forced smile and says, I don't get hungry or thirsty, not since... well... He trails off, and Kyoka fishes for something, anything, to say to derail this conversation, but Izuku just keeps going. And I've tried to, honestly, but it's not like touching things or people or making myself solid. Those things take seconds, sometimes minutes, and it's constant effort to keep myself that way for a duration, but it's kind of easy to. Like, all it takes is a thought and a bit of focus. And food just, it's different. as soon as I stop trying to hold it, if I stop focusing for even a second, it just falls out. But it's okay. His lower lip is wobbling now, but he still smiles. Even his eyes shine with tears, but he can't actually cry. I don't need it, and I don't get hot or cold or tired either like that, so I'm really good. He ducks his head, hair falling into his eyes and hiding them from view. Honestly, the only thing I really want is... I just wish I could change my clothes. He fiddles with his ripped gakuran as Kyoka slowly looks over and meets Midoriya-san's eyes. Because they might not be able to change Izuku's clothes, but out of everything he's lost, it's the closest thing they can affect. And if he's going to keep helping people and focusing on making himself and anyone he's touching intangible, then there's something that they can give him to wear over it, right? Midoriya-san meets her eyes over Izuku's head and nods. Kyoka nods back. She'll dedicate herself to carrying a damn All Might sweatshirt in her bag till the day she dies if Izuku wants to be able to put it on when he's saving people, and she'll carry it with pride, damn it. It's the least she can do for someone who's given her so much in return for so little. 1 month later, April 11th. The evening once again finds the two of them on a rooftop, but this time it's on the Midoriya house, and Anoko-san has given Kyoka a thermos of hot chocolate and a curfew for when to head home. It brings a smile to her lips even now, the thought that she's somehow gained a mom from all this, as well as a friend. Kyoka doesn't like to be home much, avoids the quiet emptiness like a plague, and she's always returned home late because that's when her folks get off work. They have a system in place where if she's still up when they sit down to dinner, then they let her join and talk about whatever she wants while they eat. But lately she's been staying out, not as a way to avoid her silent home, but almost because she found a second one. Here on this roof with her ghostly best friend, and his mom who periodically talks to her from below because she knows Kyoka can hear her even 2 floors down, and it's really nice. Izuku continues his rambling about Kyoka's teacher, who she'd briefly described as a chronically tired grumpy man with a sentient scarf, and Izuku had immediately recognized as some truly obscure hero he'd seen around on his nightly wanderings called Eraserhead. Kyoka had never heard of him, but Izuku had crowed, "That's the point!" before devolving into a mumbling storm that only Kyoka's quirk lets her decipher. She interrupts him with a poke and a sleepy, "Robbery, 3 blocks that way," and listens to him continue his lecture even as he vanishes to go investigate. She wishes they had some form of communication on nights like these, some kind of ghostly earpiece so that she could speak to him in return, but in what feels like only seconds, Izuku is back again, ramble still going uninterrupted. Kyoka picks up the cursing of the struggling villains and the wailing of rapidly approaching sirens and has to ask, "How did you incapacitate them?" Izuku cuts off mid-sentence with a wide grin. "I sunk the bottoms of their shoes into the ground. Their feet are fine since I left those above level, but since I've also phased their sleeves into the walls, they can't bend down to take their shoes off." Kyoka laughs. "Sounds real scary, man. We're lucky you're a hero." Izuku sobers immediately. "You know, that's a good point. Isn't this vigilantism?" Kyoka resists the urge to shove him off the roof. "Pretty sure you need to be alive for that to count, nerd." Izuku huffs, but Kyoka can hear the amusement in it. "Fair enough. What about you, though? You're alive." "Yeah." Kyoka wiggles her eyebrows. "I'm also an innocent bystander. The villains will confirm I did not do anything to them, and certainly not with my quirk." "You're lucky I'm dead, then," Izuku giggles. "Aiding and abetting is a serious crime." Kyoka smirks, nudging him with her elbow. "I'll take my chances." They've come a long way to speak so casually about it all, but it still stings that Izuku will never grow or change from the way that he is right now, and Kyoka leans back against the roof with a sigh and quickly changes the subject. "You know reporters got onto UA grounds today?" Izuku doesn't say anything, content to listen to her for now, so Kyoka keeps going. "They wanted the scoop on All Might. I told you he was teaching the first years, right?" Izuku hums. "Yeah. It's weird, though, that they managed to get in. Isn't UA supposed to be impenetrable?" "Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we've got a field trip tomorrow, and I don't know. I've got a bad feeling." She glances at him to gauge his reaction, and then mentally holds her breath. "You wanna come?" I don't know where we're going yet, but you did promise to come visit me at school one day. You could just stay invisible on the ceiling the whole time and talk very quietly so I can hear you. It's silent, Izuku clearly thinking it over, and Kyoka lets him without pushing it. It's still not vigilantism, right? Kyoka fights down a snicker and instead quirks up an eyebrow at him. I don't know, Izu. Are you still undead? He laughs, and it's a sudden burst of sound like he couldn't hold it back even if he wanted to. Kyoka grins and waits. Yeah, okay, I'll be there, Izuku says. What's the worst that could happen? Hey y'all! Sorry again for the mini hiatus. If you didn't see my community post, I don't like the spring, and spring doesn't like me. Also, wow, I'm really close to 500. I don't know if I'm supposed to do something. I feel like I'm supposed to do something, but I have no idea. If you have any ideas of what I should be doing, I don't know. Put them in the comments, and I'll see if I can do them. Also, while you're down there, let me know what you think of this one. We're getting to the USJ, so exciting. I'll see y'all in the next one.